And I remember this one woman coming by pushing a stroller, I guess to go pick up her little baby or something from the kindergarten. And she says to us, "Take that into the street." What you mean take that into the street? Can't you see I'm about to die? Hey everybody, I know it's been a minute. As you can see, new backdrop. You know, let me turn the camera, show y'all just a little bit. I have moved back to school. So, you know, with that comes a new place to shoot my videos, a new place to talk, and more types of videos I could give y'all. Speaking of which, we got a new type of video for you today. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but since the beginning of me uploading my lock journey videos, in my little intro, it's always said locks and stories. And I've only been giving y'all one of those. So I think it's time to change that today. Today, I'm going to tell the story of my first fight. So keep it locked here. We about to get into it. 1 second. Let me wet the whistle real quick. Everybody loves lemonade. Struggling with the top though. For those of y'all who don't know, which is probably all of you for the most part, but I am originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Originally actually from Northeast Philly, Frankfurt, Oxford Circle type stuff. But I've been all around Philly. I've been to Florida, Tennessee, Maryland, and now I'm here in Boston going to school. But when I was a kid, I mean real young, and I wasn't a fighter. And that's partially because the nigga was scared. But also partially because when I was younger, my mom was telling me, alright, if you get hit, don't fight back, just tell the teacher. And that don't really work out really well. That just gets you beat on. At least in my experience. First through third grade, you know, just getting my behind handed to me. Every now and then, somebody would just buck up and decide, yo, let's punch on Lil Rich. I was a short kid when I was younger, you know, like real short. I'm like 6'2" now, but it took me a little bit to come into my height. So when I was short, when I was small, skinny, every now and then somebody will haul off, punch me in the face, that kind of stuff. But fourth grade, I wasn't having that no more. You see, by fourth grade, I had already moved to Tennessee, Florida, and back to Philly. And I had grown somewhat of a little backbone. You know, I wasn't about to take no stuff. And by the time I did come back to Philly, it was awkward for me because I was, you know, coming in at the end of the school year, like the last quarter of the school year pretty much. So I was relearning how they taught math in Philly versus how they taught it down south, which was tough. I was having to make a whole new friend group all over again, all that type of stuff. And I finally got my first phone, so I was finally texting people, all of that. But what that also meant was getting used to the new social sphere. So there was a bully, and I don't remember if his name was Tyrone or Terrell or something like that, but this dude, hey, back in the day, this dude was no joke, man. This dude was probably a couple inches taller than everybody. From what I remember, he got left back a couple times. So he was older than everybody, bigger than everybody, stronger than everybody. So every now and then I would see him picking on somebody, and I'm on my goddamn business. But he didn't really mess with me, you know. I don't know if that was because he didn't know me or he wasn't trying to try me yet, but never had a problem. So we getting close to the end of the school year, and all of that changes. Leaving the school building one day, going to walk out that door, you know, I'm seeing the sunlight, I'm seeing the flood of kids just streaming out the building. And I'm like, all right, time to go watch some TV till my mom get home from work, and, you know, just have that kind of chill little day, you know. Well, as I'm about to walk out the door my damn self, my boy, I want to say his name was Amir. I can't remember. I don't still talk to dude now. But my boy Amir, you know, he's holding the door for people. And he's like, hey, Richard. Yeah, my name is Richard. I know, it's corny. But he's like, hey, Richard, you know, Terrell wants to fight you. Me? Richard Jenkins? Me? Why he want to fight me? That's what I said in my head. I didn't say none of that in person because I wasn't trying to look like no punk. Instead, what I did was I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I kept it pushing. Tried to put on the cool move, you know. I'm walking out there strutting, thinking it's just, you know, it's just gonna be cool. And I'm like, as long as I can just walk away and I don't see him, I'm cool in my mind, you know. But I was still going to check behind me to make sure he wasn't coming. Because if he did see me, this is how my mom was working at the time. If he did see me walking away, and I saw him seeing me walking away, then I was a punk. And I didn't want to be no punk. So I had kind of already decided in my head, on my walk back, I got to walk past this big recess yard to get down the block. I was like 3-4 blocks away from the school. I was like, all right, I'm going to turn my head a few times. And if I see him, when I turn my head, when I look over my shoulder, I'll stop and we just going to have to do what we're going to have to do. Now, I already knew a little bit of how to fight from my pops. My pops used to, you know, get in there, teach me a little bit of karate, what he knew, a little bit of boxing. So I wouldn't say I was confident, but I had a little bit of know-how. I was like, I hold my own. If I lose, I lose. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn. Just my luck. One time I turned my head over my shoulder, and guess who I see? Terrell. Or Tyrone, whatever his name was. So I shrug, turn around, and I wait for him. He walks, he catches up to me nice and smooth. And from my memory, wasn't even no words exchanged. He dropped his book bag, I dropped my book bag. We start squaring up, you know, right on the sidewalk. Man, oh man. I was terrified. You know, in my mind, any parent walking by to go get their kids should see this huge Goliath of a little boy squaring up with would probably look like a toothpick to everybody and been like, hold on, should we let this happen? Nah. I thought somebody was gonna break that joint up and I was gonna get my life saved. But I was also willing to die in the ring, you feel me? Well, we're squaring up, and for a while nobody's hitting nobody. We kind of just looking at each other, still backed away a little bit, kind of far away from the scene. And I remember this one woman coming by pushing a stroller, I guess to go pick up her little baby or something from the kindergarten. And she says to us, take that into the street. What you mean take that into the street? Can't you see I'm about to die? So I was confused, but I brushed that off. You know, his parents stuff getting by. And eventually I guess Terrell got tired of waiting. So he walks up, gets a little closer, and we start just giving each other a couple of body blows. See, in my mind, if I punched this dude in the face, it was going to get bad for me. And so I decided not to punch him in the face. I decided, all right, I'm going to just give him some body blows. And I don't even know what my long-term thought for how the fight was going to go really was. All I know is, to my surprise, I didn't really get, beat up on. I didn't get thrown. I didn't get taken to the ground or nothing like that. We got pretty an even number of hits on each other, man. And I remember being pretty proud of myself in the moment, because this dude, to my complete surprise, eventually just, he backed up, dropped his set, picked up his bag and turned away and started walking home. I was lost. But at the same time, I wasn't asking no questions. Shoot, if you gonna walk away, I'm gonna walk away. I picked up my bag and started getting up out of there. But of course, every now and then, still looking back, making sure it don't look like I'm running. Looking back, nope, he's still. And then soon enough, a couple more look backs and he's clear off the block. I'm like, all right, shoot. I damn near ran home. I didn't, but I almost did. But I got home and, I get in the house. My mom ain't there. I just whipped out my phone. Can't remember if I called her or texted her and told her what happened. But man, I started crying. And I don't know if it was just the tenseness of the situation or being scared, thinking that there was going to be some type of retribution or something. But Nah, man, I cried hard. And to this day, my dad don't believe the fight went as I say it went because I cried. But eventually I had to go back to school, you know, probably the next day, a couple days later, went back to school. And to my surprise, it's just like how them older folks be telling in their stories, just like how my dad tells in the stories, where you get in a fight with somebody at a young age and it just stays a fight, don't nothing crazy happen. Win, lose, or draw, y'all cool at the end of the day. I got back. Dude was dapping me up in the hallway, started trying to talk to me during class and stuff like that, like we was homies. So I just rolled with it. But that was the first time that I stood up for myself. And I actually said, all right, I'm not about to take you beating up on me or you picking me out, singling me out as the dude to just mess with, you know? So I look back on that fondly, and I just wanted to share that with y'all. So if you like what you heard here and you enjoyed this kind of storytelling vibe, let me know. You know, links to my lock videos will be at the end of this video. They probably should be popping up pretty soon. But you know, like, subscribe, all of that YouTube stuff. Holla at me. Appreciate y'all. Goodbye.